The Big Gold World Heavyweight Championship is a prestigious championship in the world of professional wrestling. And originally, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, then later became the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and then in 2002, it was then officially named the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But here's a little story of how that championship made its debut. Let's start in 2001 with WCW. The WWF had bought WCW. And now the championships and the superstars, and pretty much anything WCW related, is now World Wrestling Federation product. At that point, Booker T was the current WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and he came over to the WWF and brought the championship with him. And the invasion storyline played out, and at the end of 2001, Chris Jericho became the final person to hold the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, unifying it with the World Wrestling Federation Championship to become the first ever undisputed champion. And the famous night where he beat Austin and The Rock in the same night, back to back. Big night. Then, and a few months go by, and at WrestleMania 18, he would lose the championship to Triple H. Which then brought the WWE Undisputed Championship belt. So he's not carrying two belts, he's holding one. And Hogan held it, Undertaker held it, The Rock held it, and then eventually Brock Lesnar held it. Now Brock Lesnar, now this was during the brand split, and Brock Lesnar pretty much was appearing on both shows until he became exclusive to SmackDown. Raw was left without a World Heavyweight Champion. So Eric Bischoff chose to bring back pretty much what looked to be the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, but it was the World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt. And what did he do with it? Did he host a big tournament? Did he make a giant battle royal? What did he do? He handed it to Triple H. Yeah, that's what he did. Regardless, the big gold belt is honestly probably one of my favorite wrestling championships ever. And there have been a lot of champions with that belt. However, not every person to win the World Heavyweight Championship was necessarily a good champion. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm Elliot Electricity, and here are, in my opinion, the 5 worst WWE World Heavyweight Champions. And one more thing as a disclaimer, I am not counting the NWA, I am not counting WCW, I am only counting the WWE. So anyone who won the big gold belt from 2002 all the way to 2013, they count. Without further ado, on to the countdown. At number 5, we have The Big Show. Now, Big Show was an interesting person for the list, and here's why. Now, Big Show, is a wrestler who is one of the wrestlers who has won both the WCW and WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's a cool little fact for you. Now, Big Show is a two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And so his first run came at TLC 2011, defeating Mark Henry in a chairs match that lasted about 60 seconds until he was attacked by Mark Henry after the match, and it led to Daniel Bryan cashing in the Money in the Bank contract, and he became the new World Heavyweight Champion. And then we go to 2012, where he would defeat Sheamus to win his second World Heavyweight Championship. Also turned heel for the 5 billionth time. Seriously, this guy has turned a lot. Now, it was a good combination with Big Show and Sheamus. So you want to know what they did? They played the same match over and over and over again. It got boring, and it was good to see Big Show was World Heavyweight Champion, but oh my God, it was really just more of a boring reign than anything, though. Number 4 is Kane. Now, Kane is another interesting pick for this. So, in 2010, he won the Money in the Bank ankle ladder match, and now he could cash it in for a World Heavyweight Championship match whenever he felt like it. It's fast forward about 45 minutes. It's later into the show. Rey Mysterio had just defended his World Heavyweight Championship, and then Kane walked out. He beat Rey Mysterio. Pretty much, he cashed in the contract, tombstoned Rey Mysterio, and he became the World Heavyweight Champion. And after retaining the title at SummerSlam, against Mysterio, he was going to put him into the casket, and lo and behold, who popped out of the casket? It was The Undertaker, because Undertaker was left in a vegetative state, and Kane was playing detective to try and see who did it, who attacked The Undertaker, and it ended up being himself. I know, that does not make sense. So we had a few matches between Kane and Taker. Kane always was able to win the match, and came the feud with Edge, where Edge kidnapped and tortured Paul Bearer despite him being the face in the rivalry. I don't get it. At TLC 2010, Kane would lose the World Heavyweight Championship to Edge in the TLC match. I think it also had Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio as well. So yeah, it was a good moment to see Kane finally win the World Heavyweight Championship, but yeah, just like Big Show, he pretty much just had a lackluster reign. Next up is Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler earns Money in the Bank cash in on the Raw after WrestleMania 29 was amazing. Probably the best cash in ever. he became the World Heavyweight Champion. And then he got injured. Then at the next pay-per-view, he lost the championship to then champion Alberto Del Rio. Also, it was a double turn that night. Alberto Del Rio then turned heel, and then Dolph Ziggler turned babyface. Okay. It was a great, iconic moment, but nothing really happened from that run. But, there's a but. Dolph Ziggler is actually a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. See, the reign I just talked about, that was 2013. He was actually also World Heavyweight Champion in 2011 when he was awarded the championship after he was in a title match with then champion Edge. Edge pretty much could not use the spear in the match. He obviously used the spear, so he was stripped of the title. Dolph Ziggler was then awarded the title. And his reign lasted just a couple of minutes before he lost the title back to Edge the same night he was awarded the belt. Now Dolph Ziggler is not a bad competitor, but unfortunately he did not. His world title runs just meant nothing. Now you could flip-flop these last two if you wanted, and I wouldn't say you're wrong. But for number 2, for World Heavyweight Champions, I'm giving it to Jack Swagger. Now Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank and contract at WrestleMania 26, I think. Yeah, I think it was 26. And it took him a very long time for him to unhook the briefcase. And he tried to cash in against John Cena for the WWE Championship. Then he realized this was Super Cena he was dealing with, so he backed off, instead winning in the World Heavyweight Championship from Chris Jericho. And the moment he won the championship, he looked completely bored out of his mind. I was kind of laughing as he held the belt up high and he just looked very bored. When you win a world championship, what would normally your reaction be? You probably would be freaking out like, oh my god, I just won the title. But no, Swagger just held it up high. I'm pretty sure that was just his character, but still, I would freak out winning the world title. But what about... Now that's how he won the title, but what about the reign? Again, it was really just a nothing reign. And he would lose the championship at the 2010 Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view in a Fatal 4-Way match. And he defended the title against Rey Mysterio, The Big Show, and CM Punk. Rey Mysterio ended up winning that match. He became the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I'm pretty sure... Now, here's the thing when it comes to multi-man world title matches. If the champion ain't retaining, then normally to make the champion look strong, they're not the one who is involved in the decision. But Jack Swagger was the one who got pinned, so really, I guess the only reason he got the belt was just because he won Money in the Bank. I don't even think he was supposed to win. He was the first pick to win. I'm pretty sure that was Kofi Kingston, but something with like something involving Randy Orton or something was the reason Kofi Kingston wasn't given the briefcase. Either way, Jack Swagger was a horrible, horrible World Heavyweight Champion. Without a doubt, the worst World Heavyweight Champion of all time is the Great Khali. Now, if you're not a wrestling fan and you just look at this guy, I'm pretty sure you would definitely think, yeah, that's definitely a world champion. He's definitely World Heavyweight Champion material. Unfortunately, he won a wrestling championship, and unfortunately, he could not do the one main thing that a wrestler who is a world champion could do, and that's wrestle. Seriously, this guy would always get chanted. Would always have the crowd chanting, "You can't wrestle. You can't wrestle," because he couldn't wrestle. Oh. So, how did he win the championship? The Great Khali, he won a battle royal. Maybe I need to explain things. So then World Heavyweight Champion Edge was forced to vacate the championship due to injury. A battle royal was held that same night to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion that included big names such as Batista and Kane. Kane is probably your two best bets for being World Heavyweight Champion. But then you had your dark horse picks like MVP, Matt Hardy, and Mark Henry. But no, the Great Khali, he eliminated Kane and Batista to win in the Battle Royal and win the World Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, he could not wrestle. Also, the reign just sucked. He lost the championship. He lost the title to Batista. And that was the only time. That was the only championship the Great Khali has ever won in the WWE. And unfortunately, he has the distinct honor of also being the worst World Heavyweight Champion ever. And that was my list. What did you think of this list? Did you like it? Did you not? Who do you consider? Who would you put on your list for worst World Heavyweight Champion? And let me know in the comments down below. Oh, until next time, I'm Elliot Electricity. Peace. I'm out.